Hey guys, welcome to Prince of Peace Tarot. I'm Justin, and today I will be doing a starseed reading for anyone with Sagittarius placements in their chart. So if you have Sagittarius anywhere within your chart, this reading could resonate with you. And if it does, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be updated anytime that I put out a reading. Okay guys, so before I jump into your spread, let's say a prayer. I praise the creator of all, supreme, omnipotent, and in all things. I praise all of the high and virtuous spirits who have walked the way of eternal light and love. I praise all of our ancestors from Mother Africa, who is the mother of the entire human race. I praise all of the spirits who died during slavery, in the Middle Passage, around the world, here in the United States, during Jim Crow, and today. Great Spirit family, since you are free of body and form, we know that you now have greater wisdom and greater power. We ask that you hear the call of your child and come protect us. Use your greater power and influence to help us solve our problems of money, health, family trouble, and racism. We ask that you somehow give us a sign that you are pleased with your children and that you are receiving our worship. Benevolent ancestors, open the gates of wealth to our people and guide us in the wisest and most effective ways to help all of Earth's children live harmoniously. Help us to remember we are part of the whole, part of God, part of each other. Ashe, ashe, ashe. All right, guys, let's get into your star seed reading. Okay, this is the first star seed reading. All right, I'm gonna put this away. Okay, so I got your spread out. It's a short spread, but I do have notes to go deeper into certain parts, just for a couple cards, for your cards at the top and the bottom. But let's go ahead, let's get into this. Now, your first card out, we have Heart Resonator, and this is Ecstasy, Rapture, Flux, Amplification. Heart Wave Resonator, okay? So, the zodiac signs for this card are Sagittarius, Pisces, and Aquarius. So it says, regulating the flux of high velocity currents, this machine connects to the heart, high heart, and crown chakras, clearing and increasing their vibrational fields to induce states of rapture and ecstasy by resonating electromagnetic waves to amplify the radiant energies of universal love. So it says, feel the vibrational waves expand and amplify your heart center to send and receive greater amounts of cosmic love. Okay, so the energies that are coming through for you guys are actually clearing away anything that's blocking your heart. Okay, this is why I'm telling you guys to be a little bit more receptive. Yes, keep your boundaries, but also accept these energies of universal love that are coming in to support you. So there are new people that will resonate in the energy that is of love and support that want to come and help you. Allow them to come through. I have a note here about the heart, okay? So, your heart is the gateway to your higher spiritual bodies, okay? And it opens up all of the higher frequency centers that exist within the head and crown and beyond into the morphogenetic layers where the blueprints reside. And we're talking about your soul blueprint, the blueprint for the human, okay? When you develop your heart-brain connection, when you develop your heart-brain connection, you cultivate a range of higher senses, which allow for reading energy signatures and decoding intelligent information in the field by feeling it within the heart. Okay, I had mentioned this readings ago. Your heart is the gateway to your increase in psychic and intuitive ability. You gotta live in love. Love has boundaries though. That's what you're learning. You can be a loving person, but you need to have boundaries in order for you to love fully and to be able to let this energy totally upgrade you, elevate you. Because it says, when you develop the heart-brain connection, you cultivate a range of higher senses, which allow for reading energy signatures, decoding intelligent information, that's intuitive insights, okay? Intuitive insights. Energy signatures could be really even if you do see shadows, that's not a bad thing. If you are detecting a negative energy in a space where most people can't feel it, that's a big deal. Okay, that means you peeped something on someone or a situation that now you have insight on how to handle it, or how the distance you should keep between you and another person. Okay, okay. So it says decoding intelligent information within the field by feeling it within your heart. Okay, so guys, you have to keep this heart space open. You cannot let bad relationships and struggles in relationships from the past close your heart down. That when we're talking about the enemy, negative spirits that want to keep this vibration trapped like the way it is down here, even though everything is changing, they send people your way. That's why you constantly deal with the narcissists and stuff like that, so that your heart is closed down, and then that high vibrational energy can't pass through, and you don't get to elevate and climb the tree of consciousness. Okay, so your next card. Your next card is Dimensional Planes of Perception. Path change, paradigm shifts, adjustment. Okay? All right, give me 1 sec. Let me get this for you. All right, Dimensional Planes of Perception. Okay? Transitions are occurring that require the release of previously perceived needs in order to allow one's fundamental structure to shift, creating change at all levels that will ultimately pave the way for new paradigms to be understood and implemented, bringing many more resources for far-reaching results. Flow with the adjustments and adapt accordingly. These planes also regulate frequency upgrades to the physical and etheric bodies, modulating the flux of energies so that they are converted into their appropriate levels. Okay? All right, guys. This is all about clearing. This is all about the shift that is happening right now. Okay? It says it wants you to release. This is what I want you to take away from this, because I have a note to go with this. It's a little long, but it says transitions are occurring that require the release from previously perceived needs in order to allow one's fundamental structure to shift. Some of you guys have been thinking you need a certain thing in order to be happy. Okay, and that's also like needing a certain thing from a person to be happy. And those of you who cannot get out of narcissistic relationships, you're good sex. Oh, the dick is great. The pussy is bomb. I cannot have a relationship if it's not bomb. See, the thing is that when you put the idea, and I'm gonna say this, more money. They gotta have the best job, the most money, all of this stuff. Material things like that, sex, height, weight, and please trust me, I have my own, body requirements and things that I want for the man I want to be with. But the thing is that you cannot make those things the sole reason for wanting to have a mate, because they come from, I'm gonna get to this note. It comes from the lower astral plane, instinctual desires. Those desires, and I'm not saying that they're bad, because we all have a type. We all have our types. But when we when we come looking for people, and I'm trying to get this right for you, outside of loving consciousness, and we look for people only in our instinctual desires, we can easily draw in negative partners, because we're not drawing in partners based on loving consciousness. We're drawing in partners based on instinctual desires. Okay? That's where you need to clear those things away. I'm gonna tell you something. There is no reason why you can't have that. There's no reason why you can't actually love someone who is different to what your requirements are. But your main goal should be loving consciousness, okay? A higher form of consciousness. But the only way to draw that in and to get even those lower desires even met is to be able to understand I have to have loving consciousness for myself first, okay? So here's the note I have. It says, our instinctual desires and thoughts around needs and wants originate on the lower astral planes and are filled with fantasies and illusions. And these thoughts form into fixed patterns of belief systems locked down into our mental body, which influence our personality and our habits that are our version of reality. Okay, these mental distortions block higher dimensional aspects of the spiritual consciousness that will progressively embody in the natural cycles of biological ascension. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna let this pass. So it says, in order to adapt to planetary shifts, the individual must learn to open their heart center and become willing to explore the deeper meaning of life through being willing to experience self-love and loving kindness. The ego must surrender to the development of higher base qualities that supersede the reliance upon the dogmatic or fixed beliefs around the nature of reality that were formed by the intellect of the personality matrix. This process is called ego death or dark night of the soul. And this is when the ego must get out of the driver's seat and allow the heart center to open in order to call upon the soul intelligence. Okay? All right. And I want to break this down a little bit further because this is about finding love from a higher level of consciousness. Those of you who say like, I don't want love, I've given up on love, what you've really given up on are your lower astral needs not being met. That's what you're really giving up on. You cannot give up on love. Love is everywhere. Love is even within you, even though you're mad that it's not being expressed the way you want it to, okay? Love is everywhere and it's available at all times in its own ways. It's everywhere. We want to be, most times in our society, we want to be validated because the personality and who you are is always beat down and trying to be placed in these boxes, okay? And if we don't meet these boxes, then people have created conditional loving situations, not unconditional loving, conditional. If you don't meet these requirements, then I don't love you, right? So this is a consciousness that we've learned that we have to do away with. We have to recognize that love is everywhere, even within us. And it's most important that we love ourselves, that we are kind to ourselves. And that way we can express that to others, to other people, animals, plant life, everything that exists. Everything. Love could be everywhere. Love is everywhere, right? So the issue is because from, we'll say, 12 to 13, whenever, we're trying to get into these relationships, we are basing what our partner should be based off silly things. Like I mentioned before, the sex, the money, and stuff like that. Only thinking like that, not broader. Not including, it would be nice to have somebody, who's I find sexually attractive, but actually has a very high loving consciousness, has respect for themselves and me. Not a cheater, not somebody who lies and manipulates. See, when we only look for those base instinctual things, we can draw in something that is not of a loving consciousness. And then we literally, that becomes our reality because that's all we were thinking about. Okay? And you have to understand when you're dealing with a narcissist, and I had to understand this for myself. When I was in a relationship and I was going through all of, narcissistic abuse, I was going through it because I did not love myself. And I feel like the empath meets the narcissist to understand self-love, to understand that you can manifest whatever it is you want as long as you love yourself. Okay? Because anytime you're in a relationship with a person and they disrespect you repeatedly, they cheat on you repeatedly, they disrespect your family, your friends, your children. They act like a total monster. And you actually put up with it day after day after day. That means you don't love yourself. And I had to realize that, wow, I wanted this version of a person, but I didn't want them out of loving consciousness. I just wanted what I wanted. Okay, and that's what you have to let go. It's what's so sad and so mad about having to lose that horrible person is your ego's idea of what it wants. But those ideas and thoughts come from the lower astral. Excuse me, guys. Come from the lower astral, and you need to have higher consciousness thoughts to pull in a divine mate. And you're already there. You just aren't used to thinking there, right? So love yourself first in order to pull in the person you want, okay? That's how it's gonna happen the right way, all right? It wouldn't make sense for me to do love readings for you or for you to look into love readings when you know, why do I keep pulling in narcissists? If you haven't learned why you keep pulling them in, you're not gonna ever pull in that love that, you know, is so grand, okay? You gotta have a grand love for yourself first. And it's not easy. It's not, because we haven't been taught to properly love ourselves. But it's important to go on that journey if you truly want to get what you want, okay? So those are your 2 cards at the top of the deck. Let's get into your spread. I know that was a lot, but this is some heavy stuff, you know? Well, not too heavy, all right? So let's get into the spread. So your first card in the spread is the Great Elation. The Great Elation, okay? Give me 1 second. All right, the Great Elation. This is talking about reconfiguration, cycles, gratitude, okay? The element for this is light. And the zodiac sign for this card is Sagittarius. So the Great Elation opens and advances layered cycles and levels of ascension energy, elevating different layers of one's consciousness into higher dimensions, awakening new expressions of gratitude and happiness, allowing previously stuck patterns to surface and release, enabling one to more easily alter behaviors and adapt to internal changes. In addition, the silicon atom in the design clears and activates the DNA, accelerating the process of becoming crystalline, okay? And really, crystalline is more Christ-like. That's what to be Christ-like is, you know, even crystal clear. That it's an energy, okay? It's a Christ energy. So gratitude will open your path. Be ready for new cycles that are coming in to lift old ways of being into higher levels. The reason why I like this card is because this energy coming through is actually going to aid you and to be able to let old things go, but to start new patterns. And I swear to God, like, for me, it's a struggle. Like, I don't like cooking for myself, but I know the benefit of it. You know, getting back into an exercise routine can be very, very difficult. Going to bed on time can be a hard thing to do. But this energy that's coming in is going to make you want to do the right thing. It's going to clear away all those old energy patterns, and you're going to start doing different things. You might notice I am going to bed on time. I don't watch as much TV. I don't gossip as much. I stopped smoking or eating bad or whatever the case may be. You know, you're finding that things are shifting in you. The one thing that I know shifted in me was television. And I swear to God, like, I needed glasses when I was in 2nd grade. I used to sit this close to the TV, okay? I loved TV. It was the one thing me and my dad had in common, TV and movies. So when the pandemic hit, something shifted in me because I did not want to watch the news and I didn't really want to watch TV. And I love reality TV, okay? Housewives, Love and Hip Hop, all of it. I mean, Kardashians. Something happened and I was just like, oh, I just don't feel like it. And not based off judgment. It wasn't even like, this is trash, because that trash I actually liked. I just didn't want to. And I kept saying to myself, why am I not watching TV? Like lately I'll get into Netflix or something on Amazon, like one show at a time. But if I'm not reading or doing personal readings, I'll catch a show here and there. But that's it. I don't really tune into too much stuff that is negative. You know, sometimes the news can give you one negative thing after another. Sometimes watching, the housewives, grown people, grown adults behave like children is not the best thing, for your psyche. So it's just weird though, because that was something I would rather do, that I just kind of stopped. And I'm not saying that I won't watch it. Like, I won't catch, whatever episode is out there, but I'm not doing it habitually. So if you've noticed that your patterns have changed like that, then you know that this shift is happening to you, this Great Elation. Okay, your second card is dimensional planes of perception. This is the second. We got two cards that are dimensional planes of perception, but this one is portals, possibilities, and options. Your first one was path change, paradigm shift, and adjustment. But this one is portals, possibilities, and options. Okay, let me get this for you. Portals, possibilities, and options. Okay, the zodiac signs for this one are Gemini, Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Pisces. So portals for new perceptions are opening, creating unusual, unconsidered possibilities. Unusual and unconsidered possibilities. Delivering energies for unique options that may spontaneously arise without much effort or planning, such as a wellspring suddenly developing in the middle of a desert, okay? So that's just how spontaneous will be. Like, you know, there was nothing and then all of a sudden there's something. And that is funny that this came out because when I did your money and career, I was intuitively feeling that in that network of people, you need to listen to their opinions and ideas because something new will probably spring forward, or they'll have a different take on something that you're doing that could be a great thing, like changing it up or taking on a new idea. So be very open, okay? Because this is a time for possibilities and new options, okay? All right, your next card is Blue Star of Hope, Ascension, Surrender, and Purification. Blue Star of Hope, Ascension, Surrender, and Purification. Okay, let me get that for you. Okay, this card is also connected to the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. So, let hope be your torch and surrender all unneeded energies into the light within. Purification will come once you love yourself enough to heal. Man, this is like the third or fourth card talking about release, purification, and loving yourself, okay? It's very important to let go. Let go, guys. These energies are really asking you to let go. And I know that's why when I do your tarot spreads and I see, you know, death in reverse and judgment in reverse, when I'm seeing like you guys are delaying your rebirth, the reverse is I can't let go of some sort of thing that I do that makes me feel comfortable, but you really feel, I know you feel it, like this thing has to stop. Like I know I can't go on like this anymore. And the thing is, guys, please let go because you're causing delays and there is you're gonna gain so much more that these energies are coming in to make it easier for you, to make you qualify for heightened abilities and more blessings, okay? Heightened abilities and more blessings. So if you don't want to release, if you keep trying to hold on, you're not gonna qualify for the level of ascension that you're supposed to be at, okay? You're already the right candidate for this. You already fit the bill. You just gotta let go of certain things, okay? All right, so your last card is Awakening to Source. Awakening to Source. And it says, soul confidence, reassurance, and source essence. Awakening to Source. Okay, let me get this. All right. This is, the zodiac signs for this are Leo and Aquarius, okay? So it says, this design reinforces one's soul confidence, working to clear and establish a connection to one's own core light and inner essence, which is a special vibration and energetic identity unique to each soul. In order to more deeply embody and become what one already is at the deepest level, releasing what is not needed. Its mantra is, I awaken myself to my own source. Work to connect more fully with your own source essence in order to know and be more of who you truly are, which will give you greater soul confidence to discover and live from your spiritual self. Man, oh man. Guys, there's so much cleansing and purification in this reading. Like all the cards are about purification, cleansing, releasing, and being confident. Be confident because I've been saying this, even in your ascension reading, you guys are meeting your real self, this divinity that you are, that angel energy that I keep seeing. You guys are, is magical, I swear, but it takes a little bit of effort, more effort. Meet yourself, your real self, okay? Let that part and that energy embody and establish itself into this physical form more. All right, this is sort of like a Kundalini awakening, but take it in bit by bit. But what makes it easier for these energies to come within and to not cause you anxiety and stress is release. Release. You guys are awakening to your source energy. That's your God energy. Okay? All right, guys. Man, oh man. If this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you'll be updated anytime that I put out a reading. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, email me at PrinceofPeaceTarot@gmail.com. All right, guys.